Hello guys, welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. So, first of all, a very big thank you. Now, I'm not going to name any names, but some of you know who you are. There are some people that have very kindly used the Buy Me a Coffee. There's some that have become members. There are some that have made donations, which I appreciate, and that gets used for the channel. So what it's done is this month it's given me a budget to spend on a few things. Now, I've been very cautious. I've bought one thing that I've wanted for a long time, but always thought it was a bit expensive for what it was, but I've always wanted one. So I've got that. I've got one thing that was a bargain, too good to miss. And the other one was taking a chance that appears to have worked out really well. Let's see what you think. So we'll start with the first item. So the first item is something that I've looked at for a long time and thought, I really want one. But they always seemed a bit pricey for what they were. And it's a UCO candle. Okay. Now these little stormproof candles are a real saving grace. They are brilliant. They are great. And I will say, after getting one, that actually, do you know what? It's worth every penny. Absolutely worth every penny. They're a great system. 9-hour candles. So you use the UCO candles and they're a 9-hour burn. So realistically, let's think about it. Most of the time, how long are you going to run a candle for? Well, let's take a scenario like the power's out at home and you want a safe-ish candle system. This works very well because you've got the glass shield, and with that up, even if it falls over, there's no chance for a naked flame touching anything. But obviously you've got to be aware of the wax. 9 hours. So most of us, in the event of a major power cut, might run that 2, maybe 4 hours. Well, there's 2 nights use. So that's £34 for that. Comes with a candle, bonus. But I also got as a backup a pack of 3 candles. Now the 3 candles are £8 some odd, okay? But the way I look at that, that's 9, 18, 36 hours worth of light, okay? 36 hours worth of light. Never going to use it in one sitting, so that's pretty much a week's worth of light in the event of a power cut. Not likely to happen, but also 36 hours if I'm up the woods. Again, I'm only going to use it 3, maybe 4 hours at the most. So it works out very, very nice, and I am chuffed with it. So thank you guys very much. It gave me a chance to treat myself to something that I'd seen for years and thought I'd fancy that. And if nothing else, it adds a bit of romantic ambience to the evening. Now, I'm not going to do a video, I'm not going to go through breaking that down, taking it apart and putting it back together now, purely and simply because I can do that in another video. But it is a great, simple system, well worth its money. Right, there's the box. The next thing I'd like to talk about, I had my little budget, wasn't huge, and I was trying to be cautious with it, and Kaz monitors Facebook for me, Facebook Marketplace. She's always got her eye open for a bargain, and she said to me, 1 Tigris tarps, are they expensive? And I said, well, they're not expensive for what they are, 50 quid for a tarp, you know, but they're bloody good tarps. She said, have you got one? I said, not at the moment. I've got a couple of cheapies, but I haven't got a 1 Tigris tarp. She said, well, there's a guy here, he's only about half an hour drive from us, he's got a brand new one, packed, 30 quid. I was like, blimey, I'll have that, that's a saving, that saves 15 or 19 quid there straight away. It's 49.99, I believe. So, jumped in the car, shot down, picked it up, met the guy, Mike, wonderful dude, absolutely brilliant, well into his wild camping, looking forward to having him along at our next camp. Absolutely smashing guy. Picked up a 1 Tigris. It's 10 by 13 feet, so absolutely perfect for what I need for hammock camping. I'm chuffed to stink with that. Absolutely over the moon. I've had it out, checked it, all the pegs are there, cables are there. As he said, brand new, unopened, never used it. So, Mike, thank you very, very much. I really, really appreciate that. But then that was eating into my budget a little bit. So, I thought, what am I going to do? I want to create a bit of interest for you guys. I want to be open and honest. I don't have a huge budget. I'm scraping together on a simple basis. And the little bit that I get from you guys has actually really, really helped. So I thought, what would the guys want to see? And I perused everything. I went through Heine Haynes, I went through Military Mart, I went through eBay, Amazon. Nothing really sort of touched the biscuit for me. And eventually, I was perusing through the big companies like we do, and Springfields were doing a not mystery box. Well, that caught my eye straight away. Not a mystery box? I wonder. So I had a look, and they have a selection of these not mystery box, and I take it it's probably a way of clearing old stock, stuff that hasn't sold at certain times a year. So again, you might be getting stuff that's been on the shelf. You might be getting stuff that's been hung up on one side. That's the way my brain was looking at it. So I was thinking, but they had a guarantee that it's pretty much 60% off. I was like, 60%, that's pretty good. Let's have a look at the boxes then. And they did a range of boxes, various prices. The one that caught my eye was £50, cost me another £4 in postage, and it arrived today. There's the box. It's not a huge box, not a huge box. So it was a little bit of me sort of went, oh. But let's have a look and let's see what we got in it. Right, I have already opened the box. I have already gone through the items, and in fairness to Springfields, I've gone onto the internet, looked at other suppliers and looked at what you would pay as an average for each of the items in here if you were buying it outside of Springfields. Okay, so we'll open the box up. So first thing that comes out is a sole emergency bivvy bag in its little package. Now, yeah, can't go wrong with that. Bivvy bags, these emergency bivvy bags, I'm always recommending people to have them. The size of them, what they can give you in an emergency, they were worth having. As Soul say on their advert there, expect the unexpected. Yeah, something as small and simple as that could save your life or somebody else's life. But that's the emergency bivvy. Okay, so that's the first thing out. The next thing out is something that we all use and is always worth having. 100 metres of paracord. Okay, green paracord is there's no brand on there, but I'll snip it later on and have a look, see how many strands are in there. But even if it's just a cheap one, it's paracord. It's got usage, it's handy, it's well worth having. And 100 metres of that is more than enough for me for the next year or two, I expect. This pleases me, and their mystery boxes, when you look at Springfields, you look at their mystery boxes, you can go through the list of what is in each mystery box, so you can actually find the one that is suited to you. Hence, it's not a mystery box, which I quite like. Snugpak Elite, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Last two items. Darn Tough from Vermont, Darn Tough. Okay, hike and trek merino socks. I do like a pair of merino socks. Lifetime guarantee. Made in Vermont in the US of A. Yeah, absolutely fine. Oh, this is small. Oh well. Maybe Kaz has got a pair of socks then. And lastly, not least, is the Black Fox Bean Generation 2. We'll have a look at that and see what that is. So we will go through it all in reverse order. I do have my notes there, and I'm going to have to grab my reading glasses. Oops. Have my notes and have my reading glasses. So there we have it. Black Fox Bean Generation 2. So, designed by Sergey Pancheco. It is made in China, but it is a brand. Now, I had a look online, and these sell between 25 and 35 pounds, depending where you go. It comes in a nice little box. We like a nice little box. And what have we got? So, we have this. So, a nice little EDC. It's non-locking, so it's legal. Blade's short enough, makes it legal. It's quite a thick spine to that as well, so it's quite a sturdy blade. Quite like it. It fits in the hand nice. It's well designed. It's got a good edge to it. It's got a belt clip on it. So yeah, I think that's quite a handy little thing to have. As a just a simple everyday carry pocket knife, it's probably going to do the job. So, yeah, I like that. That's quite a nice little knife. And bear in mind that this mystery box cost me £54. So you have to bear in mind this mystery box cost me £54. Okay, so that's a £30 knife, or shall we say a £20 to £30 knife. Okay, so that's already half the box's value easily, and it is a pretty little knife. It's nothing special, it's not massive, but as a pocket knife, an everyday carry, or even a glove box knife for the car, ideal. And it fits in with the UK legal parameters. We like that. Next thing is these darn tough socks. So I'm going to open these out. So they're a small, so they're UK between 5 and 7. Okay, let's have a look at them. So, made by a family in the mountains of Vermont, pride themselves on the quality of our product, commitment to making it local. Okay, don't Rick Cabot, thank you very much. I'm going to give these to somebody to give a try, see how they get on. So they've got a mic. Oh, they feel nice. They've got a micro cushion in them. The heels are good. Oh, they do feel a nice sock. No, I can't stretch them. I'm not going to be able to stretch those out for me. That's a shame. Okay, so I think they'll probably go to Kaz as a pair of winter socks. The lifetime guarantee on them. I like that. I like that. So fine gauge knitting, moisture wicking, naturally antimicrobial, and a performance fit. No slipping, bunching, blisters or hot spots. So yeah, good socks. You can't go wrong with good socks. And I priced those up, and got a bit of a surprise because, you know, socks is socks, isn't they? That's the way we tend to look at it. And how much do they come in at? Well, you can buy those. They're £28 a pair. But I thought, blimey, £28 a pair. But good quality socks, it's worth spending the money on, isn't it? So really, truthfully, just those two items there, I've already covered my box. So everything else in the box now, I consider a freebie. Okay, so 100 metres of paracord. 100 metres of paracord, we don't need to go into it in major detail, other than how many strands has it got. Okay, so this is a bit of a let's pull that back. Strands are nicely woven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strand. Excellent, excellent. So 100 metres of good quality paracord. You can't go wrong with that. That's going to cost you anywhere from 10 to 20 quid. Okay, so happy days there. That is the box covered. Everything else is a freebie. The sole bivvy, I'm not going to take it out because they're a swine to get back in. But as you can see, it's a heavy duty Mylar bivvy bag. It is a big old bivvy bag, okay? And its pack there, Made by Sol, it's a recognised brand. They are good quality kit, we do like them, okay. 2-person emergency bivvy, so it's a 2-person bag, that one. Absolutely brilliant in an emergency. For the size of it, carry that in your kit, you know you've got a backup. They cost £25. £25. There we go. That's, see, already we are 25 quid in pocket. Thank you very much. Right, next one. So the next item is a Snugpak Elite. Okay, this is a jacket. It's 650 grams to 850 grams, depending on size, or if you want it the other way around, 23 to 30 ounces. It's made with Paratex. It's a softy jacket. We do love a softy. Okay, it's the Sleeker Elite. Okie doke, what details do we have on here? So we have comfort -5, okay. Lowest temperature -10. Composition outer lining 100% polyamide filling, 100% polyester. So, okay, Snugpak, nice Snugpak jacket. Right, they've got a price tag on here. Right, so obviously this was in their reduced items because we have a price tag from Springfields here of £84. They obviously reduced it down in their sale because it's down as £50 there. Okay, I don't mind that. I went online to see what it cost me to go and buy one at this very moment. And Snugpak Sleekers are between £80 and £113, depending on who's selling them and their colour. Okay, now this is a black one, beggars can't be choosers, but I'm not too worried about that. Black will do for anything. But let's get it out the bag and have a look. Comes in a nice compression sack. Do like a compression sack, always handy for storing your kit in, especially if it's going to be an emergency item. Or the compression sack goes on to something else. Right, let's try her on. Now do excuse the mic rustling as I put this on, but and obviously it hasn't had chance for the air to expand on it. Now that's going to be waterproof. Yeah, so it's got a heavy shoulder on it. The shoulder is obviously waterproofed to a higher standard, but it does have a seam on it. So it's, I would say it's pretty much showerproof. And it's not had a chance to wear out. Now with a softy, you want to always take them out, give them a shake, get the air into them. Because if they've been compressed, the filling has been compressed. So let's have a look. This is an XL. And I am a bit of a chunky fellow. Oh yeah, I can do that up to the neck perfectly. Elasticated cuffs, I like that. Yeah, that stronger waterproof material actually comes down past the elbow all the way down to the forearm there. So it's lighter on the front. Does it have an internal pocket? Yeah, zipper internal pocket on the left hand side. It's a nice big pocket as well. You'd probably get a map in that. And the hip pockets both zip, and they're both sturdy zips. Are they YKK? They're not labelled, but they have a tab on them. Makes it easy to do up. Main zip. The main zips are YKK. They're happy with that. Good quality zips. And yeah, Sleeker Elite in extra large. That is probably going to be my winter jacket for work, to be honest with you, because that is going to be a nice warm jacket. Does it have a drawstring? And it has drawstrings around the base. Bonus, like that, like that. yeah, so that makes me a very happy bunny. And again, as I said just now, that means I have to say huge thank you to those people that have helped support the channel. That is people that have bought memberships for others, bought memberships for themselves, made donations, stuck a couple of quid in the buy me a coffee, and through other means. And I really do appreciate it, because it means I can treat myself to a couple of things that I've always wanted. Romance! Kaz is going to love that. I love it. Okay, look at that. Can you imagine that? Just sat up in the middle of the room, a nice meal, that burning in the middle of the table, nice and safe, not too worried if the lunatic dog knocks it over. Yeah, great bit of kit. Although one thing I will say, when I was showing this to a mate the other day who won't be named, he did attempt to snuff it, thinking you snuffed it by pushing the top down and put his finger on the top there. There was a slight hissing sound. There was also the sound of Mick giggling. Blow it out and let it cool down. There you go. He will not be named, but he knows who he is. Yeah. And the other thing let's have a look at this little Black Fox knife. Okay. Now, I've never come across these before. It's not a knife or brand I've ever come across before. I do like it. It's quite a nice, simple little pocket knife. I mean, what do you need from a pocket knife? That's the reality. Will it cut a piece of paper? No. It won't cut a piece of paper. You're not going to do amazing slicing tricks with it, but I think that's bollocks anyhow. Excuse my language. No, so it's not going to cut a piece of paper, but realistically, the sort of things I end up cutting with it, a bit of paracord or a bit of string, and it cuts that fine. So that will do me. That will do me very, very nicely, sir. Okay, so there we go. Bargains. They're out there. You've got to look around. You have to shop around. That is really the first... Well, it's not a mystery box, but it's the first box I've bought from anybody, and I've been very pleasantly surprised. What we'll do now, we will keep totting up what the channel earns over the next month or two, and when we get to a reasonable level, we will look at doing another buy-in. It won't be... Well, it might be Springfields this time, or it might be somebody else. It depends, but we will see what we can find for you. There. So, Mike, thank you very much for the tarp. That is going to get a lot of use. And you guys, thank you so very, very, very much for your support. I'm not going to embarrass anybody. You all know who you are. Thank you. Thank you. And, yeah, this channel, hopefully, is giving you what you want to see. If I can share, so be it. I'm going to see if these socks will fit Kaz now. And she'll let you know what she thinks of them on Sunday. This is Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. If you want to support the channel, yeah, please, but don't feel pressured to do it. If you want to become a member, it's appreciated. I've set it at the lowest setting I can. If you want to buy me a coffee, buy me a coffee. There is no pressure. I love you all anyhow, okay? But, yeah, we will be moving forward. And hopefully, when the weather gets sorted out and I finish decorating for Kaz downstairs, we'll get outdoors and have an adventure. See you Sunday night on the Sunday Night Social in our virtual pub. 2000 hours, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. This is Mickey. Love those you do, forgive those you don't. And as always, may peace and light be upon you all. Till next time, Mickey out.